Hey friends, welcome back to Full Measure Farm. This is our farm tour update for May 2026. It has been an interesting spring with weather that can't seem to decide if it's going to warm up, and it seems to love to cool back down, but it just doesn't really want to warm up. Anyhow, we needed to get the ewes out on pasture, so they were in their barn. They have about half of the lambs left with them, so you see some little ones in this video. They're milling around. They got excited to come out, and then they realized there was no grain, no reward, so they're starting to come back to the barn. They're super cute, those little lambs. We've got a couple different breeds. We've got some purebred Dorpers, and then we also have purebred Rommeldales, and then a few mixes in there. So something that we needed to do this month in early May was get this chicken pen ready. We have a couple of these different chicken coops. They are wonderful. And they are just the ticket for raising chickens on pasture. They make the job easy. They keep the chickens happy. So usually I end up out there, and in the winter we are always taking chickens out, and we just kind of throw in the towel and leave everything there. So spring's always a little bit of a cleanup, find the parts, get the feeders set up, get the water set up, get the cart back on. I've started leaving the bungee cords there. That's made my job a little bit easier. So when the chicks are usually maybe 2 or 3 weeks old, we put them out in these. I have a couple little different pasture pens that they go in, but these are just really wonderful. They're easy to move. The kids can't move them, but it's easy for Christopher or I to do. So we're getting this done. That was all set for chicks for the first batch to go in. Really great coops. Out in the garden, I've been dealing with so much grassy weeds. A couple of the beds are just terrible. So here you can see a little patch of the dirt I've worked up, and then the rest of the grass. So it has been a lot of weeding this year. This is a project that I was just sure I had time to take on. It's our camper. Christopher gutted it and put a new roof on, and I hate to say it, but it's been sitting there for like probably 7 years, and he's like, and I asked if I could have the go ahead to work on it. I am not good at construction or anything, but he said, sure, yeah, have at it. So I put the insulation bats up in the ceiling, and Simeon and I were working on cutting like a paneling, I don't know what you call it, but we were putting it up on the ceiling. So Simeon's been my helper, Chloe's been my cheerleader. Simeon's good at anything construction, so that was a handy little project, and he just loved having something kind of his size to work on. He brought out this drywall lift so he could lift up the paneling for me. It was pretty handy. Chloe's 4-H sheep got sick this month, so here she is feeding it like electrolyte. She gave it yogurt. His name's Bravo, but we all call him Toasty. He is the sweetest little guy. We say she pretty much picked him on cuteness for sure. Anyhow, he's doing pretty good. He needs to put a few more pounds on for the fair, but he's looking great, and they're all super healthy and doing well. Here's Simeon and Judah. He loves to take him for a ride on this it's like a little mini dirt bike thing. They are constantly zooming around the farm on it, and they just have such a good time together. Here's a little early morning snippet of what it looks like on our table, probably around 4 o'clock on every market morning. I get out the bags, I cut the labels, I'm baking the bread. Now, I don't have a little baby right now, so it's usually a very quiet, pretty peaceful time, but I have a whole, just method to the madness of how I get all of the baking done on a Sunday morning. But our customers just love knowing that their bread was actually baked that day. It's still warm by the time they get it. So that's a lot of fun for us and the customers. Here is a little video of me putting in some potatoes. I had a patch left that I didn't quite know what I was going to do with, but where you see the straw, that's all potatoes that have now come up. I plant those in the winter. It's been years since I put in potatoes in the spring. But this little section at the end was kind of no man's land, but there was a pile of compost sitting there that I had to do something with. So Chloe and I grabbed some seed potatoes while we were in town. Usually we just plant our own, but I dug holes. I think Nehemiah and Chloe dropped the potatoes in. Then I covered them up, and I'm shoveling the compost back on. Nehemiah loves to get in on helping, so here he is. He's got the tiniest little shovel, and he's like putting compost on each potato. It's pretty sweet. I think it took me maybe, a couple hours to put in about 5 30-foot rows between the digging and all the compost and stuff, maybe an hour and a half. Anyhow, they're all coming up now and look great, so those will be at the market soon. We got out over 1,000 onion plants that was out in a another part of the garden that was pretty far out there. I'm kind of scrounging garden space this year because I have another spot of the garden that's kind of taking a rest. It got a little bit out of control, so I'm utilizing other garden areas. So this was a part I hadn't planted in for a while. This is one of the kids' favorite things to do. I try to keep nice spots set up in the shade for them. So Chloe's reading them a book here. Here's Carmelcito, that bunny, that our little pet bunny. Here he is on a cold day. He was chilling out by the wood stove. He's kind of funny. I don't know, I think all of us just enjoy the novelty of a pet. He's pretty funny. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope it gave you a fun little sneak peek into the farm. If you could leave a comment and hit the like button, that would really help our videos to get out there.